worst nightmare.
I saw Charlie 3 years ago.
You didn't tell me that.
Well, my husband didn't believe me. Why would you?
Criminal Minds, Wednesday at 9:55 on RTE2.
I love you, Brett. And I know you love me.
No, he doesn't. He's seeing Carla behind your back.
Carla? Carla, the blonde? Carla? The intern, Carla?
Yes.
With 3Pay, only from 3, you can talk to anyone, any network, for free.
You're so over!
All weekend.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Do things you never thought possible. 3 your mind.
For a span, oh, we together again.
25% off for over 60s.
Get ready!
I'm blasting off!
To go bananas!
In, out.
In an out-of-this-world adventure in 3D.
Time for some payback.
From one of the primates who brought you Shrek.
Oh no!
Space Chimps 2, Zartok Strikes Back in 3D.
From Dublin and 2 from Belfast. Donegal. The fun starts here.
He calls presidents by their first names. He's a passionate activist, and he's the frontman of the world's biggest rock band. This Sunday, Star Sunday celebrates Bono's 50th birthday inside Amen with a 32-page glossy tribute magazine featuring a world-exclusive interview. Bono at 50, live, unplugged, and free inside Amen. This Sunday exclusively in Star Sunday.
Robert Downey Jr. in
Sherlock Holmes.
On Blu-ray and DVD.
You're safer already.
Holmes! Sherlock Holmes. Out now.
The special edition Say It Ibiza. Now from just €9,815 with only 4.9% APR and no deposit. And that's not all. We're now giving you a special edition model for the same price. Seat.
Autoemoción.
With 3Pay, not only do you get unlimited free talk time all weekend, you also get free unlimited texts anytime, exclusively from 3.
Kids will always be kids, and they'll always keep mums on their toes. So it's good to know you can give your little ones all the goodness of Petit Falou. Petit Falou now has vitamin D and double the calcium, building the strong, healthy bones that active kids need. Help little bones grow strong with Petit Falou.
When marimba rhythms start to play, dance with me, make me sway, like a lazy ocean hugs the shore. Hold me close, sway me more, like a flower bending.
Nescafe Gold Blend. Golden roasted to spark something special.
Well, there's Andy Lee. That was the referee, Emile Teets, raising Andy's right arm to confirm his victory. The fight stopped after 2 rounds. Mamadou Thiam, the Frenchman, the Senegalese-born boxer living in France, his 55th fight tonight, and unable to continue because of a back injury he suffered during the first round. Mick Dowling, before the fight we were chatting about Andy's mental approach, his outlook on life and on his boxing, and it seems to be very, very positive. His comments to Marty Morrissey afterwards were, look, just get the fights. I'll not necessarily fight next week, but Brian Peters, the promoter, line them up, I'll knock them down.
Yeah, well, his attitude to me in the dressing room, beforehand was very, very positive as well. As I said at the outset, that he didn't just want to win, he wanted to win impressively, and the way it turned out obviously is not his fault. Got a bad back, that's it, you can't do anything. But Andy was going about it the right way, and I still stick with what I was saying, that I felt he would have won inside the distance. He was keeping it lovely at long range, which is perfect for him, because Mamadou Thiam would have loved if Andy Lee had stood inside, in close with him, where he would have been able to get something off on him. But every time he moved towards Andy Lee, Andy just slides out of the way, moves out of the way, big swing there, but hasn't got a hope of landing on Andy. Here again, Andy throws in that big long loop and left hook to the body. But Thiam, once again, totally and absolutely at sea, doesn't know how to get near the big boy.
Just at the end of that clip, you could see Thiam kind of holding his back, if that's not a contradiction in terms, but it was just the shape of his shoulders. That was after
he looked
suffered.
very stiff.
Yeah,
he looked rigid, as if he was, not trying to. He wasn't fluid, and he hadn't got fluidity there. Maybe he was feeling the pain, and he was sore, and he was hoping without hope that he could go on, or maybe land a big punch and end it early. But obviously, with the back sore, stiffening up, you're not going to be able to throw your punches. You're not going to be able to get the power into them, and you're not going to get the speed to be able to connect with that punch.
I think the one thing we all need to remember is Andy Lee's still only 25 years of age, and as much as we all want him to fight for titles now, he's still got loads of time to progress if they don't happen for him immediately. And as long as he doesn't get impatient and just keeps busy, that is the main thing.
But do you not get that sense from him, though? I do, from listening to him, that he wants to get a belt around his waist.
That's because everybody's talking about that he should be fighting for this and he should be fighting for that. And he is young. He's 25 years of age, and at that weight division, he's plenty more time to go before he peaks. And as long as he keeps learning on the manual and Joey, that's really all that matters. He just has to keep learning all the time.
Well, indeed, I was talking to Joey Gamache in the dressing room beforehand. He was saying the same thing as you're saying, Bernard, that we should not be rushing him. Let him take his time. Let him learn the trade, and he is learning it. And yes, he is 25 years old, but in terms of a pro, he's probably still young for where he wants to be going,
he is.
For Europe and for the world. But I have no doubt that he has the ability now to win the European title. No doubt whatsoever about that.
Yeah.
You see, I said at the beginning about Thiam at 38 years old, Dara. He's
exactly.
It's only a young fella, yeah.
From where I'm coming from, he's a young fella, Jim. Yeah. But really, in boxing terms, at 38, it's only that very, very good fighters can go on and produce it time after time when you get over your mid-30s, I think.
Yeah, but also nowadays they're trying to rush fighters into fighting for world titles before sometimes they're ready. If you go back years ago, fighters used to have 30, 40 fights before they fought for a world title. Like you go back 15, 20 years ago. Nowadays, because there's so many different world bodies out there, it's so much easier, and they can have a shorter run-up to fight for the world title.
I would just
hate to see plenty of time. He has plenty of time. He has.
I'd just hate to see him rush into a fight that he may not be ready for at a world title level. Let's let him learn his trade all the way up, and then when the time is right, make sure Andy Lee is the one that's favoured to win.
Well, there you go. But this, I suppose, is where the backroom team and Emmanuel Stewart and Joey come into it, where they will just keep a lid on everything and try and keep him on the leash, which may not be that.
He's great people around him, he really does, doesn't he?
Yeah. But it's not top team. Sometimes it's not the background team, it's everyone else who gets in his ear. I mean, his trainer, his manager, they will know, but it's everyone on the outside, his friends, family, people you meet going down, hey, you should be fighting for a world title. Yeah, they're not doing the job properly for you.
People like us, Jim.
Putting pressure, listen, that's why you're here. We want to hear your opinions. We just want to. We looked earlier at a bit of footage there showing how Andy was positive from the very first bell. And Bernard, you were talking about how he stayed out of trouble. This move where he was able to spin off the ropes. I think we have a couple of examples of it here.
He was aggressively counter-punching. I know it's a contradiction at times, but he was stepping in, then stepping to the side with the right hook all the time. Anytime Mamadou got closer, banged that big left hook, Andy was gone out of harm's way. Back him up on the ropes, he spins off. He boxed technically great here this evening, I really did. And Andy can't be at fault for Mamadou hurting his back. Here you see him on the ropes, off the ropes, spins out. Andy done everything perfect this evening, absolutely everything. And I believe if I had went 3 or 4 rounds more, he
would have beaten him.
It would have been over either way.
So what is next for him now? He's talking about, and he in that interview before the fight, he spoke, Jim, about the need and the desire to fight in the States again. Just once since he lost to Vera has he fought in America. He's been here 4 times, he's been in Germany, but he wants to get himself back on the map there. So the logical time for that, will he go head for maybe October here, try and get the European title, then he's marketable in America again? Is that the plan?
I don't know what his plan is, but I think.
Or would that be the idea? Plan is the wrong word.
I think the idea will be, and first and foremost, would be for him to fight for the European title, not fight for the world title. You know, but I think he's looking at maybe he's drawing comparisons with Duddy again and with Macklin, and they're being talked about world titles all the time. You know, and there has to be said, there's no doubt that Andy Lee is the better boxer of the three of them, but I don't think he would beat the other two. And this is where the conflict is. He is by far technically better than the other two. Lovely, crisp boxer, has great skills and great footwork. But the other two, to me, are just more rugged and dogged. And I think in the heat of the battle,
we talked about this,
him, you know?
Jim, as you know, we talked about this earlier on, and we talked about it at the start of the programme as well. And you know, the question, who is the better middleweight? And I personally think that Andy Lee will give a massive amount of trouble to any of the two boys, to Duddy or to Macklin. Now, I sat with Macklin here before, and he thought he would do Andy Lee in 5 or 6 rounds, you know. But I'm not so sure now, you know, because Andy, again, tall southpaw, he's so big, he's so elusive, and in nice mover, good footwork. I think Macklin or Duddy would really find it hard to catch him.
And unless you've got exceptional head movement, and neither of the boys have exceptional head movement to go away of Andy's jab.
They don't. But they've got severe toughness.
But Jim,
and that's what I love, that toughness. And they'll walk through walls. And
Jim,
that's the thing.
hold a second here now. Hold a second.
Hang on a second. You see,
you will know you're having all the power you can have all the power in the world, Dara. But if you cannot land it, it's no good. It's absolutely no good.
But they haven't got terrific power. But what they have is they keep going forward, and they have an engine in them. And we've seen a few times that when Andy gets caught with a few digs, sometimes he can fall apart. Whereas them guys can take the digs, can take them all night long, and keep going and keep giving it. You know, and I think that they will. I think that they would wear them down, and I think they put too much pressure.
No, I don't think so.
We're not.
But it's like until they fight, you know. We'll never know.
No.
But it's one of the reasons why the Americans, for example, are so crazy about John Duddy. Again, you can have your debate about who's the best fighter technically, it's all very valid. But the Americans love Duddy because every fight is like Rocky.
Oh yeah, you get caught up watching
It's all
them,
action.
It's entertainment, and that's what they love to see. Like, nobody wants to see somebody that's going to run around the ring for 12 rounds, tippy-tappy, and not getting a mark on them.
Yeah.
They want to see blood and guts. And we all do.
But Europeans are more into the boxing style, whereas the Americans are more into the aggressive. And even the judges from America, they will score the fight on aggression.
I'd be afraid of Andy going back to the States. I'd be afraid of him. I think he should concentrate on Europe, and I think by the end of the year he could be and probably will be European champion.
What about the role of Emmanuel Stewart and his importance to Andy Lee looking into the future European title and beyond? There was talk before of a falling out between the two. That has clearly and very happily been patched up. But I understand that the word is there's a 3-year deal on the table for Andy from Emmanuel Stewart and the Kronk Gym. So if Emmanuel Stewart is going to make that kind of a commitment to Andy Lee, he sees big things in the future for his guy.
There was obviously a bit of a falling out there, and again they've obviously got it back together again. Emmanuel is here in his corner. He still believes in his fighter. He still believes he's going to be a European champion. He still believes he's going to be a world champion as well. So, you know, that little spat is over and done with, hopefully, and he believes in Andy, and so why shouldn't we?
A lover's tiff.
Yeah.
That's all it was. Couples have them every single week, and they make up.
One of them doesn't necessarily go into a ring and fight.
There's plenty of fireworks in them sometimes.
Yeah. Andy's got to make the right decision for him, and that's all that matters here.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff, guys. Good debate about what happened here this evening. We had hoped that we'd get an opportunity to see more of Andy Lee live, but that's professional boxing, and the fight ended early. But it does allow us, because we're on the air till around 11:30, another 35 minutes or so, it will allow us to show you more of the undercard here. And we've an Irish light heavyweight championship fight coming up for you after the break.
UEFA Champions League final, Bayern Munich versus Inter Milan, next Saturday at 7 on RTE2.
Fergus, we need to know these Euro Crunch prices. Unbelievable value.
What's this, Ferg? I've lowered the prices.
I meant the actual prices.
Well, the Euro Crunch offers, they're so low they've hit the floor.
Love it.
Spar Eurocrunch offers. Ballygowan Pink or Still, 2 for €1. M&M's or Maltesers, 2 for €1. Lions Original Tea Bags, only €1. Unbelievable value.
Introducing the new Mazda 2 Sensu. Featuring alloy wheels, air conditioning, and the Mazda Zoom Zoom driving experience as standard. Yours for just €11,835 with scrappage. The new Mazda 2 Sensu. Scrappage just got sporty.
It's the Subway low-fat turkey and ham sub.
Actually, can I?
It's the new low-fat, hang on, you've gone and changed your mind and you're perfectly entitled to Peri Peri Chicken Sub. Freshly toasted bread filled with tender chicken, then...
Not toasted.
Not toasted. Okay, toasted, then massively heaped with fresh salad and...
Bit more sauce?
Right, it's the low-fat, I'm totally having to talk like a complete idiot because you've gone and changed your mind several times, which is absolutely fine, Peri Peri Chicken, with truckloads of salad and a wee bit more sauce, sub toasted. Part of the low-fat range at Subway. Feel good food, made the way you want it.
Lads, come in. Best tasting cider. How do you like them berries? Taste. Wow. Sorry there, lads. And that's how it happened. It's called initiative.
Oh, I thought we were calling it
Boomer's Berry. It's an undergrowth movement.
Nicolas Cage, Ava Mendes. It's a work of insane genius. 5 stars.
I hate you. You're the reason this country's going down the drain.
Bad Lieutenant.
Decisions. Like where to go for a mortgage. Well, every day Bank of Ireland is saying yes to 100 mortgage applicants, letting them move on to the other decisions, like couch or curtains. So if you're a home buyer trying to decide where to start here.
Keep going. You can last another game.
Just 2 more lints. Come on. Just 1 more minute this time.
When you're the only competition, performance is personal. New Lucasade Sport Light with only 50 calories. Improve your workout.
24 hours before the big gig. And to win this thing, we still need a certain... something.
With the clock ticking, we auditioned hundreds online.
Go on. Yeah! It's great.
Something to do.
I'm not gonna play. Put the last 10. What sounds better than a kazoo? 8 kazoos! We've invested in our network, so when you need to act fast, you have the best performing mobile broadband around. Vodafone.
Now, good news for all you GA fans. The Sunday Game Live returns tomorrow with the Football Championship. Derry versus Armagh at 2. Kerry against Tipperary at 4. They're the featured games, all underway at 1:15 on RTÉ2. RTÉ Radio 1 will also be covering the day's GAA action. At 9:30 tomorrow night, the Sunday Game will round up all the day's matches, and Wicklow versus Carlow in the Leinster Championship is also added into the mix there. And then on M&S on Monday night, they will have their usual mix of Airtricity League highlights, news and discussion. This week, the FAI Ford Cup third round draw is also live in the programme. That's at 7 on RTÉ2, and all of those programmes streamed live on the RTÉ website, rte.ie, and follow the links and you can see those programmes live on the web. Now, Andy Lee won here in very convincing style. Thiam had to pull out because of a back injury. It was stopped after the second round. On the undercard earlier, a battle between a home favourite, Jamie Power, and John Waldron from Mayo. They were fighting for a title Jim Rock used to hold, the Irish light heavyweight title. We're joining this with Jimmy and Dave Boy in round 4 of a possible 10.
Seconds out. Round 4.
Round 4 it is, the University of Limerick arena. Beautiful arena it is. running track indoors here and all. It's a terrific multi-purpose hall and a really great venue. And the crowd being attracted by another of their own, Andy Lee, from just up the road in Castleconnell. This jab, this left-hand lead of Waldron's, is having its rate of success. And just to show that age is only 2 dots on a piece of paper, 35 means nothing to him. And Power comes in, that's a bit better from Power. Ten rounders, of course, are way outside the scope of these fellas. Only twice has Power been 6 rounds, and he's never been beyond that. And only once has Waldron been beyond 6.
Stop boxing! Take time right now. Oh, okay. Just back your head. Stop.
Blood, and it looks to be coming from. Where is it coming from? Coming from behind the ear, is it?
Yeah, it looks like that, yeah. It's not on the eye.
There's no obvious. It is actually in the back of his head. It's his ear. And dropping down into his ear, the doctor says he's okay with it. And now, once there's a sign of blood, it's a sign that the man is bleeding. It has to be first careful and then a little bit offensive. Now, there's a war on here between these two. It's certainly unusual to see blood on the back of one's ear in a boxing match. And it's dribbling down the back, right down the spine of Jimmy Power. Smart right hand for Waldron behind his left jab. Count for Power. But apart from the count, he's in no trouble. Hands up, guard yourself at all times.
I think that knockdown, Jimmy, was a combination of being off balance, and being hit at the same time. The punch wasn't a powerful punch, but I think Jimmy Power was off balance there, and the punch sort of knocked him over. But as you could see from the camera shots there, he was perfectly okay.
Yes, he is perfectly okay. No sign of any problems with him there. But down he was, and boxers don't like to be down. Certainly in the first few rounds of this one, it's been nice and successful for Waldron. He's not walking away with it. He's maybe not even in the lead, but he's unfazed.
Stop boxing, okay? Watch out, Jimmy. Box on.
Power certainly getting off a bigger sweat. Bearded fighters are a rarity anywhere in the world.
Stop boxing.
Last words from Philip Sutcliffe to his man John Waldron: be smart. And up to now he's been pretty much that. Waldron in his career, short professional career, has boxed among others.
Caught him again.
Andy Lee caught again.
Just walked right into it.
That's what he walked into. Maybe the first one he was off balance, but this time he walked into. But again he's on trouble, Dave.
Yep. He seems to, his head seems to have cleared okay, but the last round, Jimmy, he was caught. I thought it was more off balance, but he was caught with a clean shot also, because I seen it in a slow-mo bang. It landed bang on the chin. So that's 2 good clean knockdowns from Waldron here. It's good, some good stuff, and I think Jimmy Power here is under a bit of pressure. A good solid jab.
That's a great left Power. And for the first time maybe in the fight, it's Waldron who has to hang on.
It's what you call swings and roundabouts.
That will encourage Power. But he's just out of distance with the right hand following the jab. His 1-2s are only halved. I like the left jab of Waldron, and he's having a good degree of success with it. And as you can see by his white unmarked face, he seems untroubled.
Well, he has the advantage now. What he wants to do is he wants to just press home here, pile of pressure on, keep Jimmy Parr under pressure and don't leave him alone. But see, when he lays off, it means Jimmy Parr is getting his head clear and he's getting his thought scalp. So you have to be on him like a clag right away. Just jump on him from a great height and keep him under pressure. That's what you have to do. He's letting Jimmy Parr back into the fight because Jimmy Parr is going forward. He's letting that jab go in and he's having a bit of success.
Good scrap though. Among those whom Waldron has boxed, he boxed Andy Lee, and I believe it was Lee's last ever amateur fight. Lee is now the bill topper here tonight in the UL in Limerick. Contrast in styles, I say styles make fights, and it has making its way to making this one. Break, and they do. Miss with the jab, Waldron caught him with a right cross. Closing seconds of the rounds. And again, went southpaw there for a moment. Power, end of another round. This is the penultimate round. Power, I reckon, maybe in arrears at this stage. And Waldron getting good instructions from his corner. Phil Sutcliffe, he's nearer us because we can't actually hear the Power corner, but Phil Sutcliffe is very happy with the performance of his man. John Waldron. The Ballyhornets warrior at 35 years of age. And again, this time, they're very quick. A pair of scissors is an essential piece of equipment in Power's corner by the looks of things.
Torrey's cut on the right eye also. Just a slight nick to his left eyebrow.
Okay, stop. Okay, box on.
It's not exactly bleeding profusely, but it is dribbling blood. Right eye of Power. Bobbing and waving. Will that keep him out of problems? John Waldron boxed in the counties of Limerick, Dublin, Mayo and Galway. His Mayo bout was in Castlebar, not far from his native Ballyhornets.
Stop boxing. Okay, box on.
Power needs to get a big dig from somewhere now.
The way the scoring's showing right now, Jimmy, he needs to throw absolute caution to the wind here. He needs to let punches go from every angle and from just wherever, because on my card he's well behind, so he needs to put his foot in the gas here and let punches go from everywhere he can think of, and keep going forward and letting the punches go from lefts, rights, hooks, uppercuts.
Everything he has.
Yep, let it all go.
That right eye maybe getting the attention of the referee, and in turn the attention of the doctor. That's the right eye of Jamie Power. And Waldron now keeps on doing the same thing, and the same thing is a good thing. The left jab, the right cross, the left jab, the right cross. And his guard is good and it's solid and it's right out there in front of his chin. And that's the kind of guard that protects that face of his, which, unlike the face of Power, is totally unmarked. I mean, blood doesn't give you points, but it does give you periods of worry and apprehension. Trouble with Power, he's just out of distance. He's too far away.
Back of the head, Thiam. John, right, okay?
Watch the heads on the inside as the word from the referee to Waldron, the end of the ninth, and one round left.
Round 10, the 10th and final round.
10th and final round. Doctor in the intermission there. A long, close look at the right eye of Jamie Parr.
Come on, give it clean now.
And it's okay. And the blood we saw earlier on the back of his ear, that appears to have disappeared to somewhere.
Okay, no, hold him, John. You hold him, John. Let him go. Let him go, John. You hold him.
Let him go, he says.
Hold him.
Do what you're told. And as Dave Boy McCauley says, Power's got to produce every punch he's ever heard. Tell it. Obviously, he's trained for this, 10 rounds, but it bears repeating. He has never been beyond 6 rounds before Jamie Power. So will the lungs and the head keep going for him?
Looks to me right now, Jimmy, that Jamie Parr needs to knock John Waldron out here to win this, because he's a wee bit too far behind in points to make a difference in this round. The only thing that'll help me here is a knockout. Your man John Waldron, he's boxed extremely well. You know, he's worked well behind that jab, and he's put Jamie Parr down once or twice, and he's had great success with the overhand rights, and those are the factors in this fight tonight. Those long left jabs and those straight right hands, they're the ones that have been doing all the damage and scoring all the points in this fight tonight.
Left jab has been very good from Waldron. It's been consistent. He hasn't moved away from it. He hasn't tried to be fancy. He's just done what he's able to do, and he's kept on repeating it. And Power seems to have to change his tactics from time to time, and he's finding Waldron a very difficult target to pin down. And Waldron hasn't faltered a bit at all. He's 35 years of age, and with less than a minute to go in this championship fight, he looks full of beans. There's no sign of tiredness in the left arm. He's well able to hold up the glove. How much does home advantage mean? Well, shortly we shall know. And there's a left hand again. 1, 2, 3 into the head of Jamie Power. And it's been a really fine jab. Power himself throwing out a left hand. And another one from Power. But there's only 20 seconds left in it now. Is Waldron on the apron of the Irish Light Heavyweight Championship? Another couple of jabs will see him there. The final bell. And Waldron believes that he is the champion. And in time-honoured fashion, Jamie Power holds his hands aloft. But I think there's more animated celebration in the corner of John Waldron.
It's from County Mayo, John the Warrior Waldron.
Well, John the Warrior Waldron and Mick Dowling, that was a war. It was a real battle, wasn't it?
Yeah, good contest. You know, it's nice to see the Irish titles, being put on the line here and fought for, and it was good. But Waldron boxed very, very well, smarter, much smarter than Jamie Power. That jab was picking him off all along from the very, very first round. And once he started getting the right hand on target, he had him in trouble quite a number of times. Good performance from Waldron. He's up now, of course, training with Phil Sutcliffe in Crumlin, so he's learning something up there. But definitely nice performance from him. But I have to say, Jamie Power's a favour as well. You know, he boxed well. You know, he was always trying and anxious to land something, but Waldron was just that little bit smarter, that little bit sneakier, and landed the better punches.
Now, Jamie Power, there was great support for Waldron here as well. He's from Ballyhonus in County Mayo, and lots of Mayo flags around. You would have got a shot of one or two of them during that highlights package there. But Jamie Power was hoping to make history tonight, Jim, to become the first man from Limerick City to win an Irish professional title here in the city. And there was a lot of pressure on him. I suppose a lot of talk about this beforehand. Now, did that get to him in any way?
No, I don't think it got to him. I just think he was beaten by the smarter, taller, more rangier fighter tonight. It was a very, very good fight. It was a real honest fight between two pros. You know, they really gave it everything. And like these two fellas between them only had 14 fights between the both of them. And for two of them to be fighting for a title, I mean, like, I think it's their world title there tonight. You know, it was a very good fight, very good 50-50 fight. You know, but you know, Waldron on the night just had a little bit too much know-how, and he's a new Irish light heavyweight champion.
Yeah, the Euro title. Bernard, the crowd enjoyed it as well. Like, there was a good reaction afterwards. I know the home fans were disappointed that Jamie Power didn't win, but it was a good scrap.
Yeah, it was a very entertaining fight, to be honest. Like, you know, but this is a prime example there. You know, straight punches will always beat ones coming around corners, because Jamie kept hooking and trying to take Waldron's head off. Whereas Waldron just kept stepping back and popping the jab, and anytime he got a chance to let that right hand go, he did. I think it was the second round that he wobbled Power a wee bit, and you know, he controlled the whole fight. His boxing smarts won him the fight. It really did, and he controlled himself. He didn't get lured into a battle with Power whatsoever, and it was a good win from him. Great atmosphere. It was probably the fight of the night, to be honest.
Yeah, well, now Jamie Power was hoping to make some history. He didn't, unfortunately, from his point of view, manage to do that. But a fighter did make history here this evening. And wait till you hear this. Mike Perez, he's another one of the Cork Cubans. We saw Luis Garcia in action earlier on this evening. And Mike Perez fought in 2 separate fights here. Now, I know Jim Rock fought for a title, didn't you? Or had a fight in the O2 on one of Bernard's cards. And you fought, and fresh with stitches and the whole lot, you came up to
and I had to fight Mick Dowell over the commentary.
to fight to get in the room.
And lost,
that was unique in its
he lost
own
that
way.
one as well.
We'll have to separate the two of these guys now in a minute. This could get really awkward. But Mike Perez fought in 2 fights here. We're going to get some, show you some of the action. The first one was over pretty quickly. Marty was commentating on these.
This is the first bout. It's the heavyweight between Mike Perez, coming out of the red corner with the multicoloured trunks, against Edgar Kalnars in the black trunks. 4 rounds, and Mike Perez trying to make a little bit of history here. He's a southpaw and he goes about his task rather easily and rather quickly. And immediately referee David Irving from Belfast
4, 5
gives a standing
6,
count to
7,
Edgar Kalnars.
Put your hands up.
He's ranked number 3 in his own country. He's won 21, lost 22 in 43 professional bouts, and already, after 30 seconds, he's in deep trouble here, as Perez tries to make history with 2 professional fights in one night.
Stop boxing.
Edgar Kalnars can only defend himself. David Irving has stopped the fight after less than a minute, and already we have a winner here. Mike Perez has done what he was asked to do and deposed Edgar Kalnars rather easily. In the multicoloured trunks, all the way from Cuba and of course Cork, will you welcome and give a big round of applause to the one and only Mike Perez. So round 3. Just hearing here to my left that it is a bad cut over his eye. I think this is his right eye, but we'll keep an eye out during the next 3 minutes. Round 3, so, in this heavyweight contest between Mike Perez of Cuba and Cork and Thomas Mazurek in the black trunks from the Czech Republic. Perez heading for history, perhaps winning 2 heavyweight bouts on the same night. Remarkable.
Pull him down.
Round 2 and round 3 not having the pace or intensity that we experienced in round 1 when Perez just came out of his corner and just continued to throw punches left and right, and certainly wanted to end the contest as he did his first fight earlier this evening. Well, you have to give credit to Mazurek. From his point of view, he's boxed tactically correct. His defence has always remained strong, and Perez unable to find the way to open him up, although it would appear that the body shots seems to be the right option.
You're 100% right. It's what you have to do, but he came out in the first opening seconds of that round and he was throwing shots to the body and he was having some success. Then all of a sudden bang, he's back now to the head shots, and you can see he can't get through to the head.
Referee Emil T wants to get some medical advice, and that eye is a concern. It is his right eye. And referee Emil T has stopped the contest. His corner, Emil T adamant. Thomas Masrick's corner very upset by the decision. But Mike Perez has won his second contest and makes history. Boxing heavyweight, 2 victories, and Masrick's corner is now in the ring and protesting off camera.
Well, there you go. That was some achievement, wasn't it? The first fight didn't exactly take an awful lot out of a professional athlete like Mike Perez. 48 seconds or something like that it lasted. But no mean feat in itself to get back in about, 90 minutes later, Bernard, and have another go.
Yeah, it's a credit to him. But, when you look at 2 opponents, then one has won 2 fights out of his last 15 and one has won 3 out of his last 10. Maybe they could have made it a wee bit fairer and thrown the 2 boys in at the same time, to be honest, because he literally toyed with them for the duration of the fight.
Could have had a tag sort of thing, or
yeah, they could have helped the boys out somehow.
Yeah, but the second opponent, he went the distance against Tyson Fury the night you fought in the O2.
Yeah, well, that goes to show.
So it goes to show that the second guy was very durable, because Tyson Fury is a big man, and yet Perez was able to get him out of there.
Yeah, but look, we talked about Garcia earlier on. I said how good he was, a sort of Cuban, but you put the name of Mike Perez in your book because you're going to hear more about him. I think he's very, very impressive.
They're very good shot selection, haven't they?
Brilliant. I mean, the body punches he was putting in were huge, and we were disputing whether the fight should have been stopped or not. I think it was an absolutely perfect decision. I think they wanted out of there anyway. Jim, and I don't know Bernard's view on it, felt that the cut wasn't bad enough. It wasn't bad enough, but it was the pounding he was taking, and it was an absolutely perfect and right decision to stop that contest.
Save a fight.
It was one-way traffic. And I've always said, and I've been a boxer and involved in boxing, but human heads are not made for taking that type of punishment.
Never a truer word spoken, but it's quite a stable that Nicholas Cruz and company have with those Cuban lads in Cork. We saw Garcia be very impressive, and Mike Perez as well, as Mick says. Write the name down somewhere. You're going to hear more and more about him as the time goes on. We're just going to confirm a couple of the other results that were on the undercard here in Limerick at the University Arena for you. Just to tell you that at cruiserweight, Michael Sweeney beat Tommy Tolan on points. Then Paddy McDonough defeated Kieran Healy, also on points. And this a big result. Well, that's Kieran Healy and Paddy McDonough. Next bit of tape will make good viewing for boxing fans in Cavan, because Andy Murray beat Amir Unsworth. Stopped in round 2, and Andy Murray remains unbeaten. Very impressive performance at lightweight from the Cavan boxer. Well, that's all we have time for here in Limerick. My thanks to Mick Dowling, to Jim Rock and Bernard Dunn. It's been great to have you here, and thanks for your company and your insights into what happened this evening. We've seen some fantastic action. We didn't see as much as we would have liked of Andy Lee, but the main thing is he won. He won in impressive fashion. His opponent had to pack it in after the second round with a back injury. We'd love to be back here at this very place, the University Arena in Limerick, in September or October, with Andy Lee fighting for a European title. We'll see if that's going to happen. Darren Barker of England holds the title. Will he come here and put it on the line against Andy Lee? We certainly hope so. That's it. Bye-bye.